times.
Yes. Well, we're not at the Super Bowl yet.
Are y'all surprised? Are y'all surprised?
No.
He's going back on something he said.
Write this down though.
Just like 2 weeks ago, he said Georgia was going to win, and then 2 days ago he said Alabama going to win. Y'all surprised?
No, you know what he said? He said, "I'm predicting Georgia to win, but I'm rooting for Alabama." That keeps him on. Keeps him on both sides of the fence. So whoever wins, he was right.
That is not what he
That's
posted.
That is what I said. That is what I said.
Basically.
Alabama what you posted
at least once.
But so I mean, look. What, all right, so here's the thing: isn't it possible to root for your team, but knowing that your team is still going to lose? I mean, what is wrong with? We do that all the time.
Neither are your teams. Neither one is your team.
Cowboys fans do that a lot. You know they
have
lose
to because they used to losing.
You know they're gonna lose.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, first got there.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna tell you now. But Tony, I told you last week. I'm like, hey, bro. I said I ain't really bubbling with confidence in this goddamn championship. Look, we limping in, and look, I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna be the first one up to talk shit about Alabama because I'm on the big screen here.
But that's because that's your team.
Hey, you're right. But I'm on the record though. Last week, I like, hey, I ain't feeling it, brother. I like, we limping into this damn thing.
Y'all let Cincinnati hang around too long for me. That's why
Hey, well, see, that was one thing with us. I'm like, you know what, Cincinnati hanging around and y'all ain't really doing that. But I'm like, we was on the 4th and 8th string ass cornerbacks in that game. And I swear to God last night, and I got to say this, I must say it. I don't know who was in charge of letting Kyrie Jackson stay on the field.
They were talking about him this morning on Get Up.
This Negro was the absolute fucking worst. I'm like, when you see a grown man out there,
right?
Yeah, he was one that got hurt.
The right corner.
I don't give a damn if you in Alabama.
He's still a 5-star, a 4-star.
Exactly. If you on the Alabama damn roster and you don't know where the hell you supposed to be in the defense, that joker was out there in the wind looking around, picking flowers and shit. I'm like, I can't read defense for shit. But when I like, hold on, brother. I'm like, this brother him finna get burnt. He tackled the damn receiver the third time to save that touchdown.
That would have been a touchdown. 100%.
He tackled him. Look, he tackled him.
That's a smart play.
That's
on 15 yards.
Because he was burned. It was over for him. And then you tackle the man that got a PI. And because look, Jackson was so damn bad last night. He had Bennett out there looking like Joe Montana. And Bennett ain't no good. I don't give a damn what y'all say.
You know what I've been saying about Bennett all year.
Bennett trash.
Well, here's the thing, man.
Yeah, I was getting shades of the LSU Bama game in the beginning.
I don't know
who gonna pull that bitch.
I don't know who Georgia was missing or if they was missing anybody significant. But when and I ain't trying to take nothing away from Georgia because I'm glad they won.
Oh God, you gonna say the shit about the wide receiver?
So but it's true though. It's true.
It's not.
It is true.
Was it not?
Anybody else who talked about that game talked about Georgia's defense, and when they started getting to
Vanessa, and it wasn't just the one kid that got hurt last night. It was that plus
then both their wide receivers get hurt.
Yeah, but they went that first dude. Didn't he get hurt before? It was 3 or 4 games left.
He got hurt.
He got hurt in the SEC title game.
He got hurt in the title game. That's your number one receiver.
They was missing their 2 best receivers.
Mm-hmm.
They was missing their 2 best corners.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to take nothing away from Georgia. All I'm saying is the Alabama backups gave Georgia's starters a great game. That's all I'm saying.
Did. Because
that fourth quarter.
That brings me back to that stupid star
to the fourth quarter.
Somebody told me y'all backup before stars.
That last touchdown didn't matter. It wasn't.
You mean the pick six? That pick six didn't matter. Well, let me go look at the score. Let me go look at the scoreboard because to me the scoreboard said it did count. So
it counted, Tony.
What I'm saying is,
you know what it is. It wasn't until the fourth quarter. Alabama was still in the game in the fourth quarter. They were still in the game.
So.
But
you just said until the fourth quarter, Tony. Take your win, dog. But don't act like Alabama was ready.
But why does Alabama? Why are they the only ones that get that excuse? I even see
because
that pros.
Because it's Alabama.
It's not an excuse. This is
correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Is either the best or he ain't the best. So that means
that's a bullshit
argument. Let me ask you.
That's an awful argument.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Alabama's had the top recruiting class in the last 5 years, right?
They have forever.
Okay.
So that means their
like
backups.
Oh, what
Shut
you got,
up and listen.
Tony? I mean, hold on, Chris. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
So that
Chris.
means their backups to their 5 stars are 5 stars, right?
Or 4 stars.
4 stars.
So that means that their backups are starters on most teams, right?
So what I was about to say, their backups are 5 stars. So
right?
I mean,
So
the backups are 5 stars.
If your 5-star goes down, then another 5-star takes over.
All I saw was them 2 safeties when he broke for that 60-yard run or whatever it was. Them 2 safeties went the other way. They didn't go the other way, but for you to just stick your hand out, you might as well just went the other way. Like they didn't.
The thing that I saw with the backups was, and I'll just be honest, they were not well coached with the receivers. They were not well coached with some of the routes that they were running. If you remember that deep route, whenever he was running the fade, anyone that tells you whenever you run in the fade, you run it in the middle of the field so that you give the quarterback enough space. And so what he did was he took it straight up the sideline and it left out a lot of space, and he reached out with one hand, which was ridiculous.
One hand.
And to me, that is just not good coaching. It's not good coaching. And, I don't know, I'm not trying to say that's for, stuff to come, but those receivers have the talent. They just were not well coached to step up, to be honest with you.
All right, can I speak now?
So Saban got out coached.
Hold on, Chris.
Can I speak now? No, let me speak real quick.
No, Chris, hold on.
No, AC,
you talk.
Give him his due. Give him his due. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm just saying. Because I know Chris got something to say. I'm gonna let him say it. But I know Harold just said what he had to say. I'm seeing that Aaron or Vanessa got something to add in before Chris come back with it.
Yeah,
y'all had something to say a minute ago. So Aaron, you good?
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Vanessa, you got anything?
No, because anything I say, y'all tell me is a bad argument because it's Alabama. So
I don't say that.
First of all,
you'll never hear me.
Let me go ahead and say what I got to say.
I feel like if you've got the best athletes coming to your school, they should be ready to play. Isn't that the mantra across sports? And I don't play sports, but isn't that next man up shit? We're not paying kids. He's got the best.
Let CJ talk. Let's get her thing in, and then let CJ finish when she get done.
That I feel like if he forever, as long as I can remember, they always have the top class. Even when it looks like somebody else is going to sneak in, he gets some last minute shit, and they end up being.
They do not have the best class all the time. That's not true.
At least the last 5 or 10 years that I can remember.
No man. No, hell, A&M I think had a better class than Alabama had. So.
I'm just talking about what they say at the end.
Somebody go ahead. I tell y'all what. While I get my point across, one of y'all go ahead and look up the last 5 years.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right. So let me go ahead and say this, right? Again, I am not taking nothing away from Georgia at all. I don't know who Georgia was missing, or if they was missing anybody, right? All I know was I never heard that they were, right? What we do know is Bama was without their 2 best receivers and their 2 best corners, right? So you can sit here and say that these receivers weren't coached up, but here's the thing. They can be as well coached as they possibly can, but if they're not getting the reps with the starters and they're not getting game time minutes, it doesn't matter if they're a 4 or 5 star. That don't matter.
Wasn't at least one of them?
Vanessa, can I finish? Can I finish? Thank you. And let's not pretend like Georgia doesn't have 4 and 5 stars on the other side.
I got your answer, Vanessa.
Let's not pretend like they don't have some 4 and 5 stars as well. So that's just like in the NFL, right? They're all professionals, right? They're all professionals. But when the number 1 and number 2 receiver come into the game, there's a drastic. I mean, when they leave the game and you got the 3 and the 4 starting, there's a drastic fall off. It's that simple. Like Alabama's ran just like a professional football team, bro. You think these kids that are the 4 and the 5s on the rosters are getting burned with the 1s and the 2s? With the 1s, they're not. And you're crazy if you think these kids ain't gonna be ready next year. The fact that they could play in this game against Georgia and they hadn't been playing all season, that speaks volumes to their talent and how well they are coached. Alabama is going to be a problem and right back in the damn national championship again.
That's because
next
Saban's
season.
Still alive.
Next season.
Let me pick it back on what Chris said. Let me pick it back though. I mean, because I saw them people making that argument, and Vanessa, this ain't no shot at you. I'm saying I heard this argument this morning on ESPN. Yeah. Everybody kept trying to say the player. I'm like, look, like Chris said, if you watch the offense, if you watch Bama's offense after Jameson went down, and you came into that second half, the timing was off with them receivers. You know, I mean, he put the ball where it's supposed to be. The receivers wasn't there. Then
they dropped it. Like
Harold said earlier, that one boy had the steps out there on the sideline, had to step on the damn defensive back, and he gonna do that Odell Beckham bullshit. If he'd had two hands on it, it'd have been a touchdown.
Or the dude dropped that was in his hand like this.
Yeah, like what is you doing out there? So I mean, again, hold on, Tony. Let me just say this here. Ain't nobody. I'm just like CJ. I'm not taking anything away from Georgia. That front seven was a monster. I don't even think Alabama had 100-yard rushing last night. No. But for people to sit up here on TV and otherwise and pretend like timing with your primary players and their timing don't matter, you got to be crazy hell. Everything is ran on precision. You throw the ball to the spot. You supposed to cover the man. Goddamn me, Jackson and Kool-Aid stupid ass. I know what he was doing on the other side. Jackson out there wandering around the field.
I got a question for AC. I got one question.
Go ahead.
So when did Williams go down? Right before halftime?
It was early in the second quarter.
How many points did y'all have with him on the field?
I mean, 9 maybe. I don't remember.
Okay.
That's not even the question I had.
How many points were scored in the first half of the SEC championship game?
Shit, y'all, it was like 21-6. The fuck? They had stomped the shit out of us. We had quit by halftime.
All I'm saying is you can't say
it wasn't even close.
You can't base it off of a quarter of football. You can't base it off.
But that's what y'all doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
That is not what I'm doing.
One of them was already gone, though. That's what I'm asking. One of them was already gone.
Michi didn't play at all.
Okay,
he didn't play at all.
Michi's replacement thing should be ready to go, right?
And the corners didn't play at all.
Pretty much.
And the corners didn't play at all.
Well,
the problem is Alabama lost both of their top vertical threats. They could
not in this game. Not in this game.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I have to disagree with the fact that because of Alabama, and I think what everyone's saying, I don't think Alabama lost this game because their receivers not being in the game. That is the main point. I'm sorry.
I didn't say just the receivers, Harold. I said the receivers.
But hold on. Hear me out. But what did y'all not see in the fourth quarter when Georgia's running game started opening up? They were busting through Alabama's line like it wasn't nothing. And to me, whenever hold on, let me finish.
I also saw 2 deep balls completed.
But my point is this.
My
point is this. Whenever you get into the late quarters and the battle's won in the trenches. Whenever you have 2 top teams like that in the late quarter, the battle's won in the trenches. And I'm sorry, Georgia was dominating that line of scrimmage. I mean, the main thing is hold on, let me finish. The other thing I noticed was this. If you look at Alabama's quarterback, one of the things I saw was this, is that whenever he got pressure, instead of rolling out to the right or to the left, he kept stepping back to make one of those arm throws. And I was like, oh boy, the game is over. The game is done. The minute I saw that, I was like, it's done. It's just a matter of time. They were dominating up at that line. I mean, the main thing is this. I think, in my opinion, if Alabama was at full strength and Georgia was at full strength, playing the way they did last night, I still think Georgia wins the game. Period. Point blank.
Harold, if the damn sorry ass receivers would have caught at least 2 of them touchdown catches in the end zone,
you'd have lost by 7.
No.
Because let's
wait.
Let's not forget the fact that y'all tight end pushed off in the end zone to get one of them touchdowns. Let's not forget that part, homeboy, because that did happen.
I mean, that dude was like 6'8". That dude was like 6'8". That dude was tall.
And to answer y'all question about the draft, the team recruiting classes, the last 10 years, out of those 10 years, Alabama had the number 1 class 8 times.
And 8 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what was
Georgia? Georgia had
the other 2. Georgia had.
But Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Georgia had it too.
I
So
didn't say they didn't have the number one recruiting class. I said Georgia would have been right there with them. That's what I said.
No, Adrian said it wasn't the last 10
compared
years.
to 2, homeboy. That's 8 years compared to 2.
But I'm saying, where was Georgia the other 8 years?
I was wrong. Okay.
Where was Georgia?
3 or 4.
Years?
They weren't up there with Bama.
3 or 4
Bama,
is up there. What are you talking about?
It's not one. It's not one.
I didn't say they were one. All I said was
when you get one,
like
you get all 5 stars.
Don't act like
number one, you get all 5 stars, right or wrong. When you get the number one recruiting class, you getting all 5 stars, right? You right or wrong?
Well,
right or
I
wrong?
would say
5 and 4s, 5 and 4s.
Right?
You get 5 and 4s.
I would say
speculating.
I would say if you're
top, I'm looking at it 5 and 4s together.
If you're top 10, you're getting
listen to Aaron. Listen to what Aaron's saying. If you're in the top 5, period, you ain't getting number 4s.
If you're in the top
anyway.
10 recruiting, if your school is in the top 10 recruiting class, you're getting nothing but 5s and 4s.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
If you're the top recruiting class, you're getting more 5s than 4s.
If you're top, if you're 1 and 2, if you're 1 and 2, you're pretty.
I'm looking at
busting up 5s. You get more 5s and 4s if you got.
No, listen. In 2015, Alabama had 6 5-stars and 14 4-stars, and they were the number one class. In 16, Alabama had 3 5-stars and 14 4-stars. So it's got to be a mix.
So they're not looking at the stars totally. What they're doing is like ESPN has a top 300 and Rivals has like their top 100. And what they do, they have like, whatever. You can have a 4-star, like say a number one receiver that's actually a 4-star. Say he's the best receiver out of all the wide receivers, and he's just a 4-star player. So how they do the stars is based on overall, not necessarily by position, if that makes sense.
I mean, the stars is bullshit, really, but I mean,
it is.
My only argument was that it ain't like Georgia was like far superior when it came to these 4 and 5. I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Inferior. It's not like Georgia was inferior to Alabama when it comes to the recruiting. They're in the top 5 too. So it's not like it ain't like we talking about Georgia and then or
Michigan
and Wyoming
Texas.
or something like that.
Say
but
Texas.
Here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you. This is what Alabama was missing for the majority of the night. They were missing 13 catches, 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's what Michie and Williams did to Georgia's ass in the SEC championship game. And that was not available to them last night for most of the game. And neither
Georgia addressed that. They said they got us because we got gas. They didn't get gas.
Neither were their starting corners. Again, I ain't trying to take nothing away from Georgia.
Why you keep saying corners? You act like we throw the fucking ball. We're a running team.
All I'm telling you, okay, the touchdowns.
You act like we throwing the ball all over the field.
Touchdowns you scored.
Did Bennett not throw a touchdown?
That one fucking touchdown where the guy wasn't even looking and it was a throw up.
What about
he just tossed that bitch up for those? Yeah, that was a drop. That was a
drop, bro.
Wait, the one that brought Bowers where he did the exact same play against Michigan.
So I got a question.
That one.
So are y'all basically saying AC and Chris that if the receivers would have been in, Alabama would have won the game? Is that basically what you guys are saying?
I'm not saying that at all. No. What I'm saying is with Alabama being down,
where the fuck Aaron go?
With Alabama being down, their 2 best receivers who ate Georgia up in the SEC championship game, and then being down their 2 number 1 corners, that played a major factor in it. And you will be crazy to think otherwise. Yeah, that's just like saying Tom Brady's going into these playoffs this week and not having Chris Godwin or Leonard Fournette won't be a problem.
I mean, but I guess at the end of the day, if no one's willing to concede that Alabama would have won this game, they have receivers, then what's the point? We're basically arguing semantics. Hey, they probably would have lost by 1 point instead of 7. I mean, that's
the point, Harold. The point is that, everybody's sitting up here. It started out with folks sitting up here saying, well, hey, Alabama getting excuses, and they did not. It's not an excuse.
It does sound like excuses to me. It sounds like excuses. It sounds like excuses.
In what universe do you, if you Negroes at your job?
Because every time somebody say if this, if that, that's an excuse.
Yeah, to me, that's the way I'm. And y'all gotta understand something too. In college, you're in the pro level. Most of your starters are going to be out there for most of the game. In college, they are rotating those players. They are rotating to get fresh legs. They are rotating those players more so on the college level than at the pro level.
I
And
can
so
guarantee you
was Tua's brother out there?
And Williams.
No,
Tua's
I think he
goes
transferred.
He goes to
he
Maryland.
transferred.
Then the announcers kept making a mistake because they kept saying Tua is doing this and Tua, and I was like, I thought his brother left. Okay,
but
his brother go to Maryland.
But for anybody to pretend like just that one sorry ass DB who gave up the touchdown, who put Georgia in on the other side of the 50-yard line.
You forget about the two safeties with the missed tackle on the 60-yard run.
I'm just saying the fact that
what about the run back on special teams?
Or how about Bama's running back who ran through our entire defense in the second half until we put the clamps on his ass? We just gonna act like our defense didn't play a great goddamn game.
Tony,
I think defense played great.
At no point did anybody say your defense didn't do its job.
No, but you said if them wide receivers were there, would the defense have still done a good job?
What I said was because the game was tight. The game was 9-6, 13, 12, some bullshit like that. But to sit up here and pretend like fucking Jackson being a bum and Stetson picking on his sorry ass because he was sorry, to pretend like that didn't make a difference. Come on,
if you let any walk-on to a football team pick on you, don't ever mention that, because the fucker was a walk-on.
My man,
you have a 5-star Heisman winning quarterback. We had a walk-on who had to wear a postal hat to get noticed at practice.
Did I not?
You know what the biggest question I had?
Did I not say that
last night? Who the hell gave N'Kobe the Alabama hat?
Oh, they had him on the sideline because they thought Alabama was gonna on that last drive. They thought Alabama was gonna come back and win, and so he went and grabbed one and put one on just for the fuck's sake.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Because everybody like he accidentally got one of the hats.
They had a whole crate of them fuckers on the sideline, because if you watch, he was like, "Yeah, I got one," and then he go get a Georgia hat.
But then you see the other picture though, where he's sitting there looking at the hat like he confused. Like,
yeah, he looked confused. That's why I was like,
so now I think you might be wrong.
Kobe is a confused guy anyway. If you ever heard him talk, he's not a student athlete.
Because he was proud as hell of that damn wrong.
I love him to death, but he's not a student athlete.
At the end of the day, though, like I said at the beginning like I said in our little group, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, Georgia did their job. Hey, when you and I told y'all before, I say the first one make a defensive mistake, gonna lose the game. And Bama screwed up. I ain't gonna defend them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, we had some dudes who wasn't prepared. I think we got Bill O'Brien, sorry, as an OC.
Yes, somebody said that. I didn't even realize
that dude. We know what he did in Houston. This dude is pure trash. So Nick Saban got a lot of thinking to do in the offseason. This was a pretty sad ass occurrence. Bryce Young, apparently whatever his name is, the damn stage was too big for him last night. He blew it. It was just a poor ass display.
I don't know if he blew it, but I will say I think a difference was made with Georgia actually getting pressure on them.
Yeah,
exactly. That did not happen in the SEC.
We couldn't touch you, and you was getting 15 seconds throw a goddamn ball in the SEC title game. Now you had 3 seconds. You had to run around. That was the difference.
Hey, you right, but you know what? But then I'm not saying. I'm
not
saying
if.
I'm just saying, no, I'm not gonna say if. I'm just like he should have handled it better. He should have expected better out of them. He should have expected better. He didn't rise.
I got a question. You saying Bryce Young can't handle the big stage, but he won a Heisman? That don't seem like they go together.
You really want to talk about the
how important
the Heisman is? You really want to have that conversation?
Agreed with him.
No, because you know what, Reggie
I didn't agree with him winning the Heisman.
That year. I
Who?
remember that.
I was not impressed with Bryce Young last night. I was not impressed at all. Not impressed.
Again, y'all. Again. Y'all gotta cut the kid some slack, bro. Like the dude, again.
Give who some slack? AC.
No, I'm not talking about AC. I'm talking about Bryce Young, bro. Like the kid deserved the Heisman. You can't judge the dude off one game. Every quarterback has bad games, right?
He got the Heisman from playing Georgia.
He had a bad game. He got the Heisman. He had
He
a
got
great
the
year
Heisman for
altogether.
roasting Georgia
He didn't.
defense.
So
He didn't get it for playing Auburn. That's a damn
That's
sure.
Damn
true.
sure did.
Mhm.
here's the thing, bro.
He didn't get it for playing
He had a
LSU.
bad night.
Nah,
He
he
was
didn't get it for
throwing
playing
to
LSU
receivers he
either.
probably hadn't had to throw to all season long. The offensive line wasn't great last night either because he was under a lot of pressure. So you
Maybe
can't
it's
sit
because
here
the
and
defense
say
played
he
and that wasn't his offensive line. Maybe it was the defense that came to play, not
you
we
you
just
can't say that
overpowered
the
their
kid
ass at
you
the
can't
time.
say the kid that couldn't handle the stage. He was under a lot of
I didn't
pressure.
say that.
Hey,
AC
I
said
said it.
that.
I said
And
it.
I didn't say that.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
he
poor,
the
that's
one
a
standing
poor
said
on the
take.
that.
table.
That's a
I'm
poor
standing by
take.
the
And
table.
then again, like I
No, it ain't.
said, the kid definitely deserved the Heisman. It ain't it. He was by far the best college QB this past
The
season. So
Heisman is complete
The
and
Heisman is
utter
not a
bullshit.
QB award, goddammit. It's the
it's
best
not.
player.
It's
He was
not.
not the best player in
No.
college this year. He was
He's the
not.
most popular guy on the championship
Exactly.
team. The Heisman is a bullshit ass.
If he didn't throw for 500 yards against Georgia, he wouldn't have won that fucking Heisman.
Hell no, he
He
wouldn't have
wouldn't have won that
promise
Heisman.
that. I could
That's a
admit that shit.
guarantee.
Georgia won him that Heisman.
Damn sure did.
Yeah, other than that, you could have gave that shit to 3 more dudes that was sitting
Let's
out there in
not
the
forget
audience.
Desmond Ritter was supposed to be the Heisman front runner this year.
See how
And
that worked out.
you see what happened with that. He
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Hey, respect to Georgia for they win. Alabama got to go back to the drawing board. What's the next
What?
topic?
Y'all gonna be back next year. Don't act like
That's
y'all
all right.
ain't goddamn dynasty.
Saban
Well, I
was
know the boy
disappointed
with the
last
blown ACL is supposed to be
They
He
both
go to the
gone.
NFL. He go to the NFL.
Both their receivers gone.
because
Yeah.
somebody had his name on one of them super early.
He's the
wake
number one.
forward-
He's the number one wide receiver
Yeah.
coming out of
They
college.
said he
Damn
was
sure
number
is.
one.
He was number one.
And that's why I
Todd
said somebody had us picking him. I was like, he ain't gonna last until no number 18, even with a blown knee.
Todd
Nah, he
McShay.
well,
Todd McShay got Jameson his number one pick.
first of all, we don't listen to Shay.
Well,
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
I don't listen to any of
how
them
many-
analysts, but I
how
don't
many-
think no Alabama
how
wide
many
receiver is gonna
team-
get to 18.
How many teams 1 through 17 need a wide receiver though?
We
Probably
got
10
one
of
with
them.
mental issues, so we.
Probably 10 of them. There's probably 10 of them that could use a wide receiver.
They say, but did you see
Who would
Michelle
turn-
also?
who would-
Michelle also said Jordan Davis, the best defensive player in the country, was going to make it to 26.
No. I
26.
don't listen to those analysts. The same
I-
analyst said we were gonna draft freaking Matt, what's his face from USC.
Hey, look, I like my boy
Barkley,
with
the quarterback. Who we talking about?
He was talking about
Liner.
Liner.
No, nobody. Y'all, I'm glad
Oh, you
nobody.
talking about
Somebody
20 years
said they
ago.
were going. Somebody said.
Yes, when we were going into after our 3-13 year, when Sean first took over, and you didn't know what the Saints were doing. You didn't know what he was doing behind the doors or whatever. And every draft mock-up up until the point that we signed Drew Brees had us taking Leinart first because we absolutely needed a quarterback.
You know what we need to do? We need to go back and look at these drafts and just point out how wrong these experts
Yeah,
are.
I know. And then I wanted us to pick AJ Hawk.
Oh yeah,
but
Greg Ellis.
Reggie
That's
Bush
all I got to
instead.
say.
He took Reggie Bush.
I don't even know what
Greg
bus we
Ellis,
picked
yeah,
that year.
Let's take Greg Ellis instead of Randy Moss.
Man, you know what though? Look, if I listen
Actually,
to
Mac
anybody,
Ellis.
if I talk to anybody, if I listen
Oh,
to
I
anybody,
have
it's
to.
Mel
He's a
Kiper.
nice guy. He
I
really
listen
is
to
a
Mel
nice guy.
Kiper. I ain't
Oh, that's the
listening
year
to
we picked dumbass Desmond Trufant. I hated that.
I remember that. Yeah.
I hated that dude.
anyway.
Don't he play for the
Wasn't he-
Raiders now?
Yeah, he do.
Oh, does he? Oh,
No, he played for the Raiders. He gave up a couple of passes against the Chargers. Because he sucked.
Oh,
I think we signed him briefly too, because I was like, "What the hell are we
Speaking
gonna
of
do?"
that,
We don't have nobody on our team from that draft.
All right, man.
What you got, Aaron? What you got, Aaron?
speaking of that Chargers win or whatever you want to call it.
That was a loss.
Raiders-
Let's talk
Raiders
about
win.
the
The
NFL
Raiders win.
playoffs or the Raiders win. Yeah, whatever it was. When everybody was playing for a tie, and yeah.
Look,
What are y'all?
This is
I'm
Let me
sticking
ask
to
AC
this.
real
That
quick.
if that
Hold on,
fucker
let me
don't
ask
call a
AC something
timeout,
real quick. Let me
put
ask
AC up on the
something real
screen.
quick.
We got to see him.
I want to see. Because he talked a whole lot of shit at the beginning of the year about being Roethlisberger.
And he's still gonna talk about him.
And now y'all are in the playoffs. AC,
We can't hear
does that
you.
feel?
They are in the playoffs because of Rubik's Cubes ass situations.
Oh no, don't hear that. If you just talk shit about Alabama, we in there. That's all that matters.
I'm just saying, I don't think because of Ben. I'm just saying, I don't
That's
think
true.
because of Ben.
You know what?
That's true.
Pittsburgh did their job. They won.
I bet you he had his asshole clenched up during that game. Now.
They probably did. I mean, we know the Saints assholes wouldn't clinch because they took a L early. But,
no, they beat us.
Huh?
We didn't fucking care. They beat us.
Nobody thought y'all was gonna win no way. But
damn sure did.
Look, but I mean, now, when
Taysom went down, I was like, oh, we fucked. That's it.
No, when Taysom went down, I said, yep. Now we about to make Trevor Simeon look like John Elway.
I mean, but
that would have been what I thought too.
Because we got the 31st ranked defense.
I'm gonna tell you this though, as far as the Steelers,
but these dogs got the first.
The sorry ass Chargers. I'll circle back to them in a minute. And that I'm still confused on that ending in that game. But I mean, honestly, like I said, I did talk trash about the Steelers. I mean, look, y'all seen how it went this season. Yeah. We wasn't impressive, you know what I'm saying? And Big Ben, he did enough to win the other day. And I still think they can beat Kansas City. It sounds weird.
No, Kansas City's been playing.
Kansas City ain't the same Kansas City from 3 years ago.
I can see that.
Let me tell you something. If Big Ben make it to the AFC Championship game, if Big Ben makes it to the AFC Championship game, we can put the debate to rest that the NFL is rigged.
First of all, if Pittsburgh make it to the championship game, we're in the last verse of the last book of the Bible of Revelation. If that junk is going to happen,
I would say that about the Cowboys actually.
Oh, really? Oh, let's be. Come on now, really? All right.
The Cowboys have a lot of talent. I wouldn't say that.
I mean, Ben.
The Cowboys
Ben
have a better chance to win than Pittsburgh.
Ben is practically throwing the ball 5 yards a play. I mean, that's what he's doing right now.
He looked like Drew Brees last
but that's
season.
all he got to do.
Drew Brees did he got to pass 5 yards.
Who? Drew Brees?
Yeah. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Once Slant Boy went down, that was in for Drew Brees.
I'm not a hater.
Because y'all keep changing.
Drew Brees was only throwing the ball 5-6
yards. He could throw it 20 yards.
And it started wobbling at 3.
That was 5.
He threw it 5 because he couldn't throw it 20, Vanessa.
5 yards.
He threw 20-yard passes last year.
So he ain't throwing a 20-yard pass.
Real quick.
Outside, did the wind catch it?
No, sir.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. He damn sure didn't throw a 20-yard pass to the side toward the sidelines. If it was 20 yards, it was down the pipe.
I had to call out one of your Saints fans at tailgate. Well, I'm gonna say alleged because we get into a debate like always because that's what we do. And of course, first thing we got a ring. I'm like, well, so what? Drew Brees don't have an NFL MVP. This motherfucker replied, "Yes, he do."
You see, you should have stopped right there.
Right.
You should have stopped right there because the appropriate response that made you know that he was a real Saints fan that's because they robbed us in 2011.
But he didn't even say that. It was like, yes, he do. And I was like, unless you know how petty I get. I said, I bet you everything I'm wearing against everything you wearing that he does not. Shake my hand. Let's make this bet. The motherfucker walked away from me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, who wouldn't?
Okay.
Back so I got a question for you guys. So, what are y'all predictions as far as the playoffs? Let's just speak on this weekend's games.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Let's talk about Cowboys 49ers. Let's get right to it.
All right.
I'm saying Cowboys.
Everybody make their pick. Who's recording these picks? Tony recording the picks?
No, that's Nelson. I'm lazy. And plus, hey, put me up on big screen real quick.
Got super producer Aaron out here.
I got to finish my Alabama tears.
Is that a Green Bay cup?
In a Green Bay cup?
It's a Georgia Bulldogs. You don't see that?
Hey,
bro, it looks just like the shit on my hat, man. What's wrong with y'all?
You got a Green Bay cup with some Georgia stickers on that shit.
Well, hey, fun fact. The University of Georgia paid Green Bay for the logo. It is actually the Green Bay logo, but the University of Georgia, when they were looking for a logo, asked the Packers to use theirs, and the Packers agreed, and they paid them for it.
I did not know that. Interesting.
Know your history. Know your history, you think.
All right, Aaron,
okay, let's make this pick. Go ahead.
Aaron, Cowboys 49ers. I'm going to go Cowboys.
All right. Who next to him?
Harold.
Real
Why am I still on this? Oh, you want to see the glory of the national champions. Gotcha.
So you put the ugliest dude in the group up there, huh? Right.
Yeah.
Come on, TJ Maxx says Dallas Cowboys sweatshirt on.
So I gotta go. I gotta go on my boys. I'm feeling good about them. I gotta go with Cowboys.
You going with Whack Dat?
I'm going with Whack Dak. I think
Harold, don't say that no more.
no, but
Just don't say that no more.
hey, here's the thing I'm going to say. If we contain Debo Samuel, I think we win the game.
Yeah.
So we keep him contained, we win the game.
You keep blitzing Michael Parsons, you will win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
Okay, next pick.
All right,
You had enough screen time.
Quite frankly, I wish both of them motherfuckers could lose, but the 49ers.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. All right.
And that even hurt.
CJ, what you got?
I'm going with the 49ers.
That sounds like a good pick to me.
I'm
Tony,
not even going to ask you, AC.
You already know. You were well aware who I'm picking.
We know AC ain't never picking the Cowboys. Me,
all.
I know how bad my luck is, so I am picking the Cowboys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's how bad I know they might lose because I picked them. That's the only reason.
All right, next game. Let's go through them kind of quick though. Next game.
Why are you trying to rush us?
Because we had like 2 more topics, don't we? Or 3 more topics.
Yeah, we got about two
Raiders,
Come
Bengals.
on, moderators.
Raiders, Bengals.
Ooh.
I'm taking the Raiders.
I'm going Bengals.
I'm going Raiders.
Y'all need to slow down so let's get right.
Yeah, because I'm like, I just got lost on that third one. Harold, who did you say?
I got the Raiders. I got the Raiders in the upset over the Bengals.
Okay.
Vanessa over there, that big kindergarten pencil.
At least it ain't a crayon.
I want to also give a shout out to a Clemson wide receiver, Hunter Renfro. That man is
Anyway.
Thank you. CJ, who you got?
I'm going with the Bengals.
I know why y'all hate. I know why y'all hating on Hunter Renfro.
I'm going with the Bengals so we can finally send a text message out that they won a playoff game because nobody has ever done that.
Shit, look, Harold call out Hunter Renfro. I want to change my pick now. Shit.
Hey, man. Hey, say what you real. Hunter is the best route runner right now. Almost. He's one of the top 5 route runners.
Mute his ass.
Yeah, I took the Raiders, Vanessa. I took the Raiders.
Aaron?
Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals too.
All right. I'm a long man.
Right, Bills, Patriots.
Chris,
who you
got, baby?
I bet you won't say Bills.
I can't pick against my boys, man.
Don't pick with your heart, pick with your mind.
I'm gonna pick the Pats, bro. I'm gonna pick the Pats because
he did the right thing.
I feel like if we're gonna beat any team in the playoffs, it's a team we're the most familiar with. So I'm gonna go with that.
I can run with that theory. Aaron, who you got, baby?
It's kind of hard.
Where are they playing?
By the way, I heard the weather is supposed to be pretty crappy. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Right,
I heard it's supposed to be like a snow game.
Yeah,
who got the better?
Mac Jones playing a dome, no, dude.
No, he don't.
I'm going Bills. I'm going to Bills.
Ain't no dome in New England.
Is the game in Buffalo?
But
Yeah, it's in Buffalo.
But we run the ball better.
Yeah, because y'all did win a game. He only threw it 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, the cold weather has never really helped Buffalo out, if you think about it. I mean,
It helped their fans out.
it's never really helped them. I got the Patriots. I like the Patriots in this.
Gargling them tears there, AC.
I hear you, brother. Don't choke. You know what?
I'm going out a champion.
Goddamn, I'm confused. I hate to admit I'm a ride with Harold, but he made a point about that bad weather, man. I'm gonna go with the Pats on this. I'm gonna pick the Pats for the upset.
Yeah.
Fuck all y'all. I'm going Buffalo.
Oh, I was gonna say, I know I ain't me and Tony the only one taking the Bills.
I was gonna take Buffalo, but
and you know what? So was I, but then I thought about that. The Saints came to Buffalo and beat them in a damn snowstorm once.
Shit. Yeah.
Was that this year?
Yeah, no, it was a couple of years ago. But they
so that don't matter.
But
y'all had Drew Brees.
I know. I'm just saying. We just said
Brees.
the weather don't never help them, and I just thought about that, like a dome team that never has to play in the snow. Literally went there in a snowstorm and beat the shit out of them.
Next game.
I think we can all agree on the next one, the Bucks. I think we can all agree to that.
Who the Bucks?
Who they play?
The Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm gonna take the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks.
Okay, so Adrian's got the Bucks. Who else?
We know CJ got the Bucks because he's a Brady stan.
Yes.
I'm picking the Bucks just because I feel like they got
You're
a better
taking the
chance
Bucks
of
because
winning.
Brady's left. Keep
Well,
moving.
how can you bet against the GOAT? Like you be crazy to bet against the GOAT.
I would
Yeah.
rather drink a cyanide laced cocktail.
Hey, we don't need to put Harold
God,
big ass
dog.
face in the middle of the screen.
I will not pick the Bucks to win a damn thing.
Harold up here trying to lick his phone.
I like. You know what? I like
AC Harold
Tampa,
like
but
this.
the game is going to be closer. The game is going to be closer than what people think.
Oh, I think so
But
as well.
I like Tampa.
I think so as well.
I think everybody taking Tampa.
And I say that because I think
Okay,
like the
not
Bucks.
you.
I don't think the Bucks defense has
Well,
been
you know
as
what that's
good
about.
as it has been in the
Of
past.
course.
Right.
Like they been
Vanessa taking anything Tom Brady is like AC going anything Dallas.
They was like, the Bucks used to be like you can't run against them, but lately you've been able to run against them, and that's what the Eagles do really well. So
I
if
mean,
they
don't
limit-
Jalen Hurts? Ain't Jalen Hurts got an injury or some shit?
He
No.
is an
They
injury.
kept him out, but I think he's. I think
he's
he
fine.
could have played.
Yeah,
last
he's
week,
good.
but
They just kept him out.
No,
Okay.
they
Just kept them
didn't.
out.
Yeah.
He got a couple gray
Everybody
hairs from
but
that
me
fence
is going with
almost
the Bucks,
falling on him.
right?
That's what it is.
Everybody but me is going with the Bucks.
Yep.
Yep.
That way.
Okay.
What's next?
Steelers Chiefs.
Steelers.
Oh, that's a hard one for me.
Oh
No, it's
gosh,
not.
man! Chiefs in a blowout. It's just
And now we know
Chiefs
Harold
by
on
20.
track right now.
For
Harold
that
is
comment,
on track.
for that comment right there, I'm going Steelers.
Chiefs by 20.
Harold's got Chiefs. Tony.
But then he's gonna say he wants Pittsburgh to win.
Yeah.
No, I
Right.
do not want Pittsburgh to win. I do not.
Clearly, Harold been over there huffing spray paint and shit. He like, he got 20.
I'm gonna say Pittsburgh just because AC has enough loss in his life right now,
This is
and
true.
I hope he gets a win.
I'm taking the Chiefs, but I do think the game will be closer than most predict. I will say that.
I would say if the Chiefs are up by 20 in the fourth quarter, they lose.
Aaron, you're taking the Steelers.
Let's go.
I'm gonna do the underdog and say the Steelers.
No shit, we doomed now.
Well, because both that one's difficult for me because if Mahomes give up at least if he has 2 or 3 turnovers, that's pretty much gonna be a wrap.
If TJ Watt get hold of, yeah,
I will tell you this: Tyreek Hill, might have hurt his heel in the last game. In their last game,
I think he
so if Tyreek Hill is limited, that's going to be tough for the Chiefs. I'll tell you that.
And if TJ Watt get his hands on little curly haired boy, that's his ass. You gonna
if Big Ben can go out there and have a really solid game, and that defense
it's gonna take 20 minutes for Big Ben to walk to the huddle.
Is Najee healthy?
As long as he get there.
He got to start walking out to the huddle for halftime.
Last but not least,
that ain't the last game, is it? It's
Cardinals Rams.
You know what?
I'm going with Arizona.
I'm going with
Arizona.
Right here.
No, it's not. Don't believe in Matt Stafford. I've been telling y'all that.
Now, while I agree with you on that to some extent, Tony, I'm gonna take the Rams because I feel like they just got they're gonna be a little more healthy than the Arizona Cardinals because
that's how I feel, man.
They're saying Edmonds, the running back, might not play. Connor's been banged up.
D-Hop coming back.
But Hopkins ain't played in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's still an athlete.
He's an athlete, but who knows how good he's gonna be? And I feel like the Rams are just a little more healthier right now. And I mean, we know all the names they got. So I mean, I think the Rams are gonna win, but I think it's gonna be a good game. I think that's gonna be the best game of the week, actually.
I think Cardinals. I think Cardinals going to beat the Rams. I'm sorry. The Rams are one of these teams that look appealing, but they have not shown us anything. Yeah, exactly. Odell Beckham, while he's playing good, has not been this, bolt of lightning that we were all expecting.
Nobody was expecting him to be a bolt of lightning when you got Cooper Kupp catching 10 passes a game for 130 yards. No, who thought he was gonna come in there and take over the number 1 role? Nobody.
A lot of people. Again, whenever you hear Odell with, already what the Rams are loaded with Cooper Kupp and everything else, it's like, oh man. But they have not shown to be.
Odell went there because Cooper Kupp was there.
Like Odell has been pretty good as a Ram. Like I want to say he scored. He's probably scored like 6 touchdowns as a Ram, 5 or 6 touchdowns.
I mean,
That's pretty
he
good.
probably has some more if Stafford asked what the short arming them balls and throwing interceptions.
That's also true. That is also true. He has short armed a couple to Odell. But I think Odell has been a very good number 2 complement to Cooper Kupp.
But I guess the question is, weren't we all expecting with the Rams offensive lineup that they would be putting up 40 points, just an offensive juggernaut?
So here's the thing. I thought we could say the same thing about the Cowboys though, Harold. Like your offense is probably better than if you ask me who has a better offense on paper.
We do.
I would pick the Cowboys. But y'all ain't doing shit. Too. But you ain't doing shit either. So
that's because Dak is
what are you talking about? We're the number 1 rated offense in the NFL. What are you talking about?
Okay, but what have y'all done like the past 4? What have y'all done lately? What have y'all done lately, Harold? And don't
put up 50 points.
Bro, you played against the Eagles.
You said what we done lately. And then what you just he asked what we done lately. We put up 50 points.
Before the Eagles.
For that 50 points,
before the Eagles, what did you do?
Then he asked what we've done lately.
Okay.
What have you done? What have you done impressively?
I need Adrian and Aaron's pick. Arizona or goddamn me.
I'm about to tell you what your ass did too. Stand by.
I'm gonna go with.
Man, if you don't get your phone off of your phone,
I think Matthew Stafford is going to be Matthew Stafford. So I'm going to go with Arizona.
Has Matthew Stafford ever won a playoff game? I don't even know.
No.
They've been fired the whole time.
He damn sure didn't win shit at Georgia, motherfucker. We had one of the best teams. Fuck, you didn't win shit.
Ooh, that was a badass team that year.
Bro, we had a fire ass team with Matt Stafford.
Yep.
Motherfucker couldn't win shit.
I can admit that, but when it came, which might be a telling tale, when it came down to it, he couldn't do shit. It might be the same this weekend.
I'm saying.
I know we put him out the playoffs twice.
What did I? Hey, don't forget what I said when Matt Stafford first went to the Rams. My words were, "Don't believe in that motherfucker."
No,
don't
Tony,
do it.
We were both saying that. We both said that, Tony.
We did.
We
said, "Don't believe in that dude."
We
don't believe.
Remember, everybody else was saying, "Oh, it's gonna put him over the top." It's gonna put him
over the top.
I never said
who said that.
I said when he started
you better go back and watch the episode.
I'm gonna say Harold said it just because his history of being wrong.
It was
I never
more,
said.
it
I've
was
been
more
saying.
than just
I said every time the Rams put all that in their team, they choke because he's been doing it since McVay's been there. And I did say when he started playing though that he did look better, and it looked like
AC.
Yo, I see.
So that was.
I look up for this bullshit. You show it.
Adrian, what's your pick, man?
Look, man, real quick.
Rams. Oh yeah, the Rams.
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 Pay attention.
Man, I was distracted by you nursing that damn punk ass drink over there for the last.
Okay, all right.
I'm picking Arizona because I will not pick 2 NFC West rivals to win. One's enough.
All right, check this out. So the
Cowboys,
CJ,
that one Kool-Aid though.
The Cowboys lately, other than smashing the Eagles' 4th stringers and beating the hell out of the COVID-filled Washington potatoes, y'all put up 22 against Arizona, 21 against the sorry Giants, 27 against the Washington Potatoes, 27 against New Orleans, and y'all had a game where you scored 9 against the Chiefs. Y'all offense ain't been doing nothing, bro. Y'all ain't been.
You can't count that Falcons because we got the third person right.
27. So 27 points, 20 points ain't good.
That's not good.
No, 20 points ain't good.
20 points, scoring 20 points ain't good.
What are the other teams have? Because I know
that's good. Hey, that's good for us though.
That's average.
That's good for us.
That's average.
That's average.
For us?
Yes,
pretty much towards the end of the year.
I don't know. Yo, this dude drinking toilet water with the dye in it.
Okay,
is what he's drinking right now.
Bet, Harold, how much you want to
bet?
You
picked up the little blue chip in the toilet.
You know what?
If I look up right now the points per game in the NFL, 20 points would be average. How much you want to bet? That's going to be in the. I'm going to say 12. That's going to be in the.
Hold on, I can look it up.
13 to I'm gonna say 18 range.
Who is the number 1 ranked offense in the NFL right now? Who's the number 1 ranked?
Dallas, Tampa Bay averages almost 30 a game. Buffalo at 28. Dallas at 27.8.
Yeah, but y'all had a couple of games that helped you with that, right? Again, you scored.
Oh, here we go. See, man.
All I'm saying, but I'm talking about lately.
I'm just saying, points, like
Hold on. No. Hey, I'm on the NFL site right now.
There's 23 teams.
Dallas has the number 1 ranked offense. Tampa is number 2.
But I said lately, and he said 20 points ain't a lot. I said no, that's average. I said 20 points is average.
They average is 31.2 points.
No. That wasn't my argument, Tony. My argument was that 20 points is average. That's what I said.
It is, but that's not what they average. They average 31.
I mean,
There's 23 teams that average 20 points a game.
And that's cool, but for you to say,
but it's only 2 teams that average 30 or more, and that's Tampa and Dallas.
I said your offense ain't done shit lately. That's what I said, and that's true. That is true. That is true.
Whoa. What we got next?
Speaking of ain't shit things.
Bama's
and your punk ass is
gonna
lose to the 49ers in the weekend.
And
I'm gonna talk shit come Tuesday.
Hey, see, Bama's victory parade ain't shit.
Oh, there you go. Why you ain't choked on that drink yet? Like, why you still breathing?
Because Bama tears are so smooth. It's like cognac.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
How do y'all feel about Miami firing?
Oh my God, who want to start on this one?
But hey, Vanessa did give us
first.
A note.
Before we get into that, let me just say
that's some bullshit.
I hope Jacksonville hires. What's our offensive coordinator name?
Don't you say it?
Kellen Moore. Yeah, I hope Jacksonville hires him.
Go ahead,
I hope Jacksonville hires him. But back to
they did say that he might not, because they did say Dan Quinn gave him tips on what to say during his interview. So it just depends on which way Dan Quinn is leaning.
Well, Dan Quinn didn't want the job, so
refill AC.
But how do y'all feel about Miami firing their coach after 2?
That was some bullshit.
Winning seasons.
It's 3, they said.
3, yeah, it said 3.
Yeah, it's 3.
I thought it was only 2.
Oh, because he was intern 1 year, wasn't he?
There he was. That's when they hired him. He was an intern, and they hired him, and then he got 2 straight winning seasons after that. Yeah. But Matt Rule up in Carolina can have 10 wins in 2 seasons and keep his goddamn job.
Well, I mean, we are.
That's because he scapegoated Joe Brady this year.
He damn sure did.
He sacrificed Joe Brady. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it next year.
Yeah, well, I was on Twitter, man, arguing with some folks on ESPN comment section, and I said, every black coach only get 3 years. Win or lose, your black ass only get 3 years. Go ahead, CJ.
Let me say this about coaches in general, right? I feel like these organizations don't give these coaches enough time
right there
to do it. Now that's black, white, green, or purple. Now I don't think they give these coaches a fair shake, right? I don't think 2-3 years is enough. Like I feel like they need
you gotta
do
4
or 5 years.
I would say sometimes
well, you got to think about this, right? Because them first 2 years, you got dudes on the team that you probably don't even want on the team. Like,
exactly.
Right.
And you can't just get rid of them. You can't just cut them because, they might.
Salary cap.
And we're not even talking about a couple of bad seasons. We're talking about decades of you just fucking sucking some of these
exactly.
teams.
And that's the other thing.
That's a lot of shit to undo.
You got to give these guys an opportunity to change the culture. Then you got to teach them how not to be losers. Then you got to teach them how to be winners. And then you got to teach them how to win in the playoffs.
No, you got to win regular season first before you even get to the playoffs. But no, I got
that's the part about teaching them how to win, though. That's regular season winning. But what I'm saying is, you having 2 or 3 years ain't enough. I don't care how bad it looks the first 2 years. You can't judge a coach off what he's done in 2 years, bro. Especially if
even one. I know Miami fired somebody after 1 season.
Well, the thing is, especially
can we talk about how many times the Raiders have fired a coach after a year?
If you take on now, it's one thing if you take over a team that was good, right? Like the coach retired, you take over a team that's good. But when you're taking over a team that's been trash, that's different. Like that is different. Right,
the Giants, New York Giants,
anybody in Jacksonville,
Dolphins, been trash.
So I got a question. I got a question for all y'all because I got a question for all y'all. Do y'all think this thing was a firing based on not racially motivated, but he was not given the chance that a white coach would, under similar circumstances?
Honestly, to me, it's going to depend on if what they said today is true, because I will say, you can't be talking to grown men any kind of way.
Nah, you can't do that.
Now, here's the thing.
Wait, who are we talking about?
A story came out. A story came out today that said Brian Flores. The reason he got fired wasn't because of performance-based things. It was because his relationship with the GM and with Tua had rapidly deteriorated to the point where we either last week or week before last, he got into a screaming match with Tua in the locker room where Tua told him he needed to learn how to talk to people, and Flores told him that he needed better play from his fucking quarterback.
Okay, hold on.
There were other rumblings that the way he talked.
If that's the worst thing he said to, is a bitch.
I'm not saying that's what got it.
But more importantly, I think everybody here can agree that he wasn't lying.
Yeah. Tua's
quarterback.
Let me. So wait a minute. So what we're saying is,
I think we can all agree he wasn't lying about the quarterback play.
They're saying it's an accumulation over the last 2 seasons.
This grown ass man is upset on how another grown ass man talked to him.
Would you let a grown ass man scream in your face?
How his coach talked to him? Like,
is he my boss?
Exactly.
Is he trying to make me better?
Okay, then that must just be me.
I got a question, CJ.
I had the uniform on. And go screaming. My mother.
You played before, right?
Yeah.
Did your coach ever come up to you and say, "Hey, I need you to do this, please"?
Yes.
No.
Yes. I've had a coach said, "No, not please." I ain't never been asked please. I had.
That's what I'm saying.
I've had a coach come to me and say, "Listen, if you don't play better, your ass won't be playing."
Get fucking better.
There is a way that you can say stuff like that, and there's a way that it can be completely disrespectful.
Man,
look. That motherfucker to suck his dick. He wasn't being disrespectful.
Are we playing? You know, like fucking ice skating or football? This is football,
right there.
You know, I mean, come on.
So,
I mean,
let me ask you this. So hold on.
No, let Harold finish. Finish.
Vanessa, if you're the coach, if you're the coach of this team, and you see Tua's play, how do you?
Just been shit.
Because if it's me, I'm cussing.
Okay, no, because I'm gonna be honest. Because I've seen Sean on the damn sidelines. I think when you're in the heat of the moment, shit do get hectic. But the way the story made it sound as, I don't know if they made him keep Tua and he just didn't like him, or what the case may
that's
be.
What it is.
Because I mean that could be it too. He could have been forced to keep Tua, just like what happened with what's his face, Shanahan and
AC, I'm gonna pull you back into this.
I'm gonna bring up some names right quick. All right, I'm gonna bring up some names. Bart Starr, Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, even Joe Montana, Steve Young.
All of them played in the 70s and the 80s. So
but my point is this. My point. All right, let's look at Brady. Okay, let's look at Brady.
Same thing. If Brady can take the ass chewings of Belichick,
Peyton Manning got cussed out by his center.
I got something better though. This is what I want y'all to do. Hey, AC.
I'm sure they've all
AC,
got
watch this, AC.
Okay.
I want y'all to go back and I want y'all to watch that Georgia-Alabama game. And I want you to watch how Kirby and Nick Saban was yelling at them motherfucking players every time they fucked up.
Right, that's the heat of the moment.
Every time.
I'm talking about you're in the locker room screaming at somebody.
That's during the goddamn game. You don't think Kirby ain't cussing these motherfuckers out in the locker room?
Man, I think here's the thing.
And
this is practice too.
If they fire,
that is why he was actually let go. I don't think it was racially motivated, which is the question that y'all asked.
But I think
if they fired this guy simply because he was getting rough, or not getting rough, but verbally rough with Tua, that sends the wrong message to the whole organization, because Tua ain't that good. Let's just put that out there. Number one. Number two.
I would say
number two. The thing is
that makes the NFL is good. He's average. He's not.
Right. I mean, my main thing is this. So now we're hiring coaches based on how nice they talk to a quarterback.
Well, I mean,
especially if the guy's not leader.
I think it sends a bad message when you let the players dictate the coach because we don't like him, because they did the same thing in Tampa to Gruden. They fired him because a bunch of the players went to the GM and the owners and said they didn't like the way he talked to him. They don't like him. We don't want him. We want Raheem. What's his face?
I mean, Gruden's record was shit too, though. I mean, that didn't help.
Yeah,
well, it was up and down. But I'm saying they said in the report, and it was pretty much confirmed that the players went to the GM and wanted Gruden gone, and they wanted that Raheem dude elevated. and then the Raheem dude came in and stunk up for like the next
3
That
years.
whole, but
3-4 years.
so when you look at that, that's a double-edged sword then, because we all know what Jason Garrett did on the sideline and how that turned out for Dallas.
Y'all like Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett was a nice guy. He wiped everybody's ass for him in the bathroom and everything.
So it's almost like I guess you got to know. I don't know. That's soft.
Hey,
to me.
you know what? First of all,
if that's why they fired him, that's soft as fuck. Yeah,
I mean, you football. I don't give a damn what decade we in right now. Football is a sport. Like Harris said earlier.
But how old is Tua and what generation did he grow up in?
Tua, you's a fucking adult.
These kids are going to be coming in a lot softer. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck them kids. I mean, you know what?
Well, clearly, the Dolphins didn't feel that way.
Well, you know what? And
that's because they think Tua is a franchise quarterback, but that motherfucker
the Dolphins literally ain't been shit since Dan Marino retired.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this. I looked
if
this
the
up
Dolphins owner would have been
earlier.
thinking, he'd have fired that damn GM, because I don't know how long he's been there, but he hasn't done anything good for Miami since he's been there.
Right. What they do is stop firing these coaches and fire the GMs, because these are motherfuckers that stink.
Because Minnesota GM had been there since 1999. Just fired him yesterday.
Listen,
my next question is this.
The Dolphins have 3 winning seasons since 2009, and guess what? 2 of them were during Flores' 3 seasons.
Exactly. And
I
think
y'all weren't shit before you hired him, and you about to go back to that. All I'm saying is,
Stephen Ross
I can't. The original question again was, I can't put it in a racially motivated thing if it came down to the GM and Tua crying to Stephen
Ross. That's a fair statement, Vanessa. It's a very fair statement.
Yeah.
I say the unfortunate thing, and I was telling somebody yesterday, I'm like, you would go through the list of black coaches. I ain't found.
Well, like Detroit firing Caldwell.
Well, but hold on though, because Mike Tomlin about black coaches, right?
No.
Tomlin's been successful though, Tony. He's been very successful.
Exactly. Only coach ever to have 15 winning seasons. If
you're a coach, AC, if you were in it or a potential NFL coach, will be a head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hell no.
I need 5 years.
I'm not taking it. You got to look, like Tony said. You got to guarantee. You got to guarantee me 6 years.
You got to guarantee me 6 years.
And but it's also going to depend on who the GM you gonna bring in. Like who you gonna bring in? Because the Jacksonville has been dysfunctional since after Mark Brunell left, and he been gone and damn near dead at this point. Jacksonville a trash team. I don't know if Shah Khan.
So if you're a black coach,
that's a Mortal Kombat character.
It's something, Khan.
Well, he owns the AEW too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what's
the wrestling thing?
So if you he owns AEW.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So if you're a black coach, do you go coach the New York Jets?
The Jets? Hell no. The last black coach got the boot after like 2 years.
Isn't Sailor? No. Isn't he black?
He's something. He ain't white. The police pull him over. His ass ain't white.
The Detroit Lions.
Oh, you talking about
nope.
Robert Saleh?
Yeah.
No, he.
So so it's like and I guess my point is, all these analysts, they get on all these networks and say black coach this, black coach that, black coach this, black coach that. But I just named 3 teams that don't nobody on this panel want to coach if they could coach.
Because they terrible.
Well, I ain't gonna front. I'll take any head coaching job. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would take any head coaching job. Because first and foremost, I'm gonna make a couple quick meals before they fire.
Thank you. I'm gonna take
CJ, let me be your special team coach. That's all I want to do.
And I get everybody a gig. Look, we gonna all get fired together, but we gonna make a couple meals before we get fired. So
you know what?
I'm down with that.
No, that's fair. But I'm just saying,
just don't make Harold the offense coordinator.
Don't leave him in charge of the food. That's all I'm
saying. Chris took
I will be the kicking game coordinator is what I'll be. I'll just be coaching field goal kickers. That's it.
What'd you say,
I already called that. I call special teams.
I got that already. Pretty much said everything that I wanted to say as far as the coaching, and the best example I could give is the Saints. When Sean got there. Huh?
I knew you were gonna circle back to the Saints.
No, I'm just saying because you when he got there, we were terrible. We were horrible. Have been horrible for years.
The Saints, I don't think the Saints ever been as bad as the goddamn Jets.
No,
Saints been bad.
It depends on who you talk to, and
Yeah.
if you actually go back and look at some of these damn records, you'd be surprised. But
I
I'm just
guess-
saying, if you went off of if our owner went off of the way some of these teams be going, we never would have won a Super Bowl because they'd have let him go. I mean, we went 10-6 that first season, and then the next two we went 7-9 and 8-8. And
I gotta.
But those are decent seasons, though.
Yeah,
I
To me, a
gotta-
7-9 season is a decent season.
I gotta circle back.
Detroit
I gotta
0-16.
circle back to something.
Yeah, but like we said, Flores just got fired having 2 over 500 seasons.
I gotta circle back to something here because this is one of the things that I'm sorry. I do think there's a racial element here, and here's why. Because if that would have been a white coach being passionate and talking to Tua any kind of way, would he got the same treatment?
He'd
I
have
mean,
told
that's a
him,
legitimate.
he'd have told him shut that shit up and keep moving.
He was being
Right,
passionate.
right, exactly
It's
my
that
point. Because
passion.
why
It's
can't
that
a black
passion.
coach
Like
get
Kyrie.
into another black player's ass? I mean, that's the same thing. And we've seen this double standard plenty of times. Whenever we see Brady on the sideline.
Hold on, though, Harold. Hold on, though,
Players
Harold.
went to the coach. Players
Hold
and the
on,
GM
though,
went to the
Harold.
coach.
Because
I mean,
hold on, though, because I deal with this at work. Now, you said that a black coach was getting in a black player's ass.
Right.
So why was
They
that
do that
black
at Clemson
player
a lot.
being a little bitch about it?
I
Because
agree
even
with
when
that.
even when I'm at work and I
you
have to
don't
get into a black driver's ass, they want to go call me into the office.
Hey, you black though, but the black people don't ever
Right.
respect authority. You can't get a black employee and a black manager to get together for shit.
I don't know about y'all in the Air Force, but we had motherfuckers yelling us all the goddamn time, and we just said okay, it kept moving.
Exactly. But you know when the white man show up though, everybody hop too. In Aaron's case, you let him have a coat. Let some white dude go cuss out one of them people. He go, yes sir, 3 bags full, sir.
I ain't even.
all that shit.
I'm not
But I
even gonna
just
lie.
gave y'all an example that Gruden got fired for the exact same reason, and they hired a black coach.
Well, Gruden got fired for
Gruden sucked though.
Gruden got fired for multiple reasons.
I'm just saying that the players went and told them who they wanted them to hire, and that's who they hired.
They didn't have no fucking choice. They didn't have no choice with Gruden.
Hey,
they had no
but
choice.
They didn't have to hire the black assistant dude, the little defensive coordinator dude.
But the team wasn't shit. That's why they hired him, because the Tampa
Bay
he
wasn't shit.
Anytime you get a black coach, 9 times out of 10, the team.
Let's see if the Raiders hire his ass permanently because he's still an intern. He's still just temporary.
I think they're gonna move away from the Gruden.
Oh, he does. He does deserve that opportunity. He took them fuckers to the playoffs because they weren't going with Gruden.
Hell no.
Do we know that
but
for
I mean,
sure?
but you
we don't know. We don't know that for sure. But I will say this: the fact that he was able to hold that shit show together and get them to the playoffs, he deserves another 3 years to see what he can do.
Look at Carr.
I just think that they're going to try to go away
under
from
Gruden and look at Carr now. Yeah, they weren't gonna make the playoffs with Gruden there.
If I'm that dude and they don't let me be the head coach, I ain't want no other job. You can keep these other damn jobs. Like I'll go work somewhere else because
That's normally how it go though.
But let's just look at history. I mean, I can name you several coaches who got the short end of the stick besides Flores. You got Dennis Green in Arizona, only got 3 years. He had Edgerrin James and got Larry Fitzgerald out there. They canned his ass after the team wasn't shit.
Bolden.
They hired him, got Antoine. Once he got the pieces there, they brought the white man in there. Vance Joseph in Denver. He got 2 or 3 years.
They did that to Green in Minnesota too. So Green got it twice.
Yeah. Then you got Green twice, Vance Joseph. You got Anthony Lynn. He got the boot. We could go to college. Ty Willingham, they ran his ass out of there, and but they gave fat ass, what's his name, a 10-year contract after winning 3 games. You get 10 years. Fat ass Charlie Weiss, that's fat bastard.
Yeah,
that some bitch won 3 games. He got a 10-year contract extension.
Shoot, they did that the old boy at Texas too.
Oh, Charlie Strong
got him out. Then got
Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong. They did Charlie Strong like that.
But that goes back to the original point. Charlie Strong didn't even get the years to let his recruiting class come through and do nothing with him. You gave that man 2 or 3 years. How is that fair? And then he had a bunch of sorry ass players from the coach before him. They're like, but again, like I said, I can't, like Vanessa said earlier, I can't definitively say Flores was a racial firing, but unfortunately, black coaches don't get the damn the leeway in the damn enough chain to get out here and do something. They ass get the can. Jim Caldwell had a winning record. The only one that had a winning record in Detroit in forever, and you get fired with a winning record. Man, come on.
On your day off.
On your day off. Like,
Lovey Smith.
Lovey Smith.
I can't count him.
Lovey Smith had some chances though. I feel like he was in. I feel like he was in Cincinnati. Was it Cincinnati?
No, he was in Chicago.
He was in Chicago too long.
Yeah.
Chicago and Tampa. Didn't he go to Tampa too?
Who was the dude? Who was the dude? It was either Cleveland or Cincinnati. Who was the coach?
Cincinnati was Marvin.
Marvin Lewis.
He got some time though. He had some time.
He had time.
He was there for 20 goddamn years.
He was there for
20 years.
The Bengals had good seasons under him. Now they
ain't win no playoffs.
Fare so well in the playoffs.
He was just like Fisher, in my opinion.
Carson always got hurt though. Carson always had a torn ACL in the last game of the season, and he couldn't win no damn playoff game.
But Lovey got fired for a 10-6 season.
He did
10-6 and got fired. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
That's how they do you. But anyway, so yeah, I mean the firings. I was surprised and happy that Joe Judge got fired. He deserved that shit after that.
About damn time.
Quarterback sneak on the damn 3rd and 9. Like, come on.
Can somebody tell me about that? Because I saw it, and with all of my football knowledge, I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Nobody, even the players,
I don't understand that.
Real quick, time out. Do y'all know? And you're gonna know as soon as I ask this, but what color Miami's GM is?
He's black.
Black.
He's
black guy.
And I mean,
and he's
all skin folk ain't kinfolk though.
Yeah, I mean, we say that.
I'm just saying that.
Hey.
That's another reason I don't know that it's racially motivated.
You know, we are all worst enemies.
Yeah, exactly. And Stephen Ross.
And he's been. They said he's been with the Dolphins 22 seasons, but he's only been the GM for 6.
So that means he won his job.
Yeah. So you know Stephen Ross had something to say with that shit. The GM just his puppet. Stephen Ross, you know, he a lightweight Jerry Jones. He always got something to say too. And shit, but he always like, oh no, we ain't, you know, in public he got his hands up like, no.
Oh, Robert Saleh is Lebanese.
The police call him black.
Yeah,
he's a minority. Don't matter.
So he's a Kardashian.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just because I was thinking. When I initially saw him, I thought that he was another black coach. I didn't know. I knew he wasn't white. That's all I knew.
That boy down there in shit. What's the Nittany Lions? Penn State. Yeah, he black, but he keep the hair cut off his head though.
Like, that is true.
Yeah, he black, but that something don't grow. He don't grow no hair and no beard. You know, that's something grow any curly hair.
Oh, man.
Hey, how they do it in Coming to America?
Y'all favorite. So what went wrong with y'all favorite quarterback this year, Mr. Cam Newton?
You trash.
Who said he was somebody's favorite quarterback?
Is this a random? Is this
y'all?
Come on.
What if I told you about y'all?
Is this a random topic? Like I don't even know. Like,
it was on the paper. It was on the notes. It was on the
notes. It was on the production notes that we were talking about Cam Newton.
I didn't agree to it though.
I don't remember seeing them on the notes, but maybe
I don't remember him being my favorite.
I asked why.
There ain't nothing to talk about, bro. Listen, Cam is done, bro. He washed. I hate to say that, but his time has come and gone. His window closed a long time ago.
He ain't been the same since he started wearing them tight ass pants.
Here's the thing: he ain't never been nothing more than an average thrower of the ball. Right? Let's just be honest.
Keep preaching, brother. Keep preaching.
And
damn, he sound like Mike Vick. Ooh.
He's always relied on. I would argue that Mike Vick got a better arm than Cam Newton. I would argue
he does, but Cam was more accurate. I stand by that all goddamn day.
I don't know about that.
I stand by that all day.
In the early years, he was.
So here's the thing.
His athleticism,
look, his athletic ability is no longer superior enough to carry him as a quarterback. Right?
His legs ain't good enough.
I would say he just done, bro. Is he good enough to be a backup quarterback in the league? Absolutely.
Nope. But his pride is not going to allow that.
No, he is. No.
Hold on.
He is definitely
he said it.
Listen.
Hold on. He's been quoted this morning as saying he wanted to go to a winning situation, and he don't in 2022, and he don't mind being the backup. That was his morning. That
All
was
right.
his morning.
He said that.
Here,
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked he said
listen,
that.
listen. Now there are not 64 quarterbacks on earth better than Cam Newton. There's not. In the NFL. So does he deserve to be a backup? Absolutely. He ain't no starter, but he is a good backup, especially if he's willing to take a very team-friendly deal. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he would be, kind of like an option, kind of how like you use Mariota or whatever. That's what I would say. But other than that, man, I just think, and I'm just gonna say this now. I know y'all may hate me or whatever.
No,
I don't think Cam Newton, in my opinion, I mean, yeah, physically he's gifted and everything else. I never saw Cam as a good quarterback. His mechanics were always bad. To me, especially whenever they went to the Super Bowl and he had that fumble and how he just kind of leaped back away from the ball after that, that secured it for me way back when. That's what I would say. And he's not a Hall of Famer, not by any means. He's
Matt
probably a
Ryan
Hall
never
of
backed up from fighting nobody for football because he always fumbled too.
No, he's not. He's not a Hall of Famer. But
Cam
I
is the
won't say.
Hall of above average, maybe. That's about
But
it.
I won't say that he was never a good quarterback.
He's
'cause,
Hall of honorable mention.
Like when he was like during his MVP season, he was a good quarterback.
I would put
like,
Donovan McNabb over Cam Newton. I put Donovan McNabb, Mike Vick over Cam Newton. Easy. It's
I
not
don't know
even
about
close.
Mike Vick. I don't know about Mike Vick. I would put Donovan McNabb
Nah,
over
bro,
him,
you
though.
can shut that Mike Vick shit down. He was an athlete that could throw. That's all that shit was.
I mean, he was a better quarterback when he went to Philly.
He didn't learn how to throw half-ass accurately until he came back from his suspension.
That's what I'm saying.
Whenever he was with Philly, he was a great quarterback. Mike Vick was a great
he didn't
quarterback.
have a choice but to be at that
Bro,
point.
that was Philly. Let's talk. You know what? Let's talk about his Atlanta years when this motherfucker didn't read no goddamn playbook, went out there and just wanted to run and carry the ball like this.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that.
He did do
this
that.
motherfucker ran his measurement between his fucking thumb and his finger was 3 fucking inches. How the fuck are you gonna carry a ball when you got a 3-inch fucking hand? Fuck that shit away.
I still put Donovan. I still put Donovan Vick above Cam.
Pad and make the ball pop out his hand, motherfucker. I hated that.
I still put Mike Vick and Donovan above Cam. I do.
I would put Donovan above Cam, but I don't think I would put Vick above Cam.
I would never put Vick above Cam. Hell no.
I think you're just angry.
Vick and Cam are about the same.
Yeah, I'm with Aaron. I could see it being a wash.
I think they are
who?
They're the same player. Vick and Cam, they're the same player.
Vick and Cam. Vick was just faster. That's all that shit was.
Yeah, and Cam was taller.
And Cam didn't fumble as much.
They're the same player.
Cam,
I think that's all we need to talk about Cam. Ain't nothing else to say, man.
What you got, AC, before we get out of here?
We can't hear you.
Is he saying something?
We can't hear you.
What about now?
He must have had that Alabama headset when they was trying to call in them plays.
The Alabama headset over here, goddamn.
Alabama headset.
All right, so hear me out. Here's the question. All right, the last week everybody was talking about AB, and everybody was blaming that hit he took. That's why AB is fucked up now and he crazy. That Vontae is perfect. The hit why AB is fucked up and crazy now. That's it. That's been the ongoing excuse right there. So here's my question. All right. So does that same excuse count for when Terrell Owens took that shot in the end zone when he played for the 49ers against Green Bay? He knocked him on.
I remember that.
Now he got to doing shit with the pom-poms and showing his ass after he got years in the 49ers. With the feeling acting crazy. Can we make the same excuse for Terrell Owens?
I would say
I'm not making an excuse for AB, so I'm not going to use that excuse for Terrell Owens.
I mean, I'm just asking because everybody wants.
Well, you weren't here. You weren't here last week.
So
that's because his ligaments was broken.
Let me first say this.
Hold on, Chris. So tell us how you, Harold, and your hand feel about the AB situation,
and don't get banned either.
So after getting an injection in my hand, And me be able
Was
to
it a
think
protein?
clearly.
Was it a protein injection?
Shut the hell up. So, so,
Let's go, hey.
so this is what I will say about the
Hey,
AB
Debo.
situation. I'm not
Hello.
now. Look, I'm not taking any sort of responsibility off AB. I'm not. But everything that he said about every organization has had some truth in it. Some truths, not all the
That's
way
exactly
true,
the same shit I
but
said.
it has been some truths. So with this situation coming up here is like this. AB's credibility is bad. So therefore, because his credibility is bad, we're gonna look at the situation and say it's his fault. No, I mean, and we should. I mean, that's how credibility works, right? At the same time, it's like this. I do think that there's some truth in the story. I don't think Bruce Arians is telling the 100% truth. I do feel that way. And so that's what I will say about that circumstance. Now, to the whole hit with, the hit has nothing to do with it. The hit that Vontae Burfict put on AB, AB was always that dude. All right, he was always that way. I don't think that hit, if anything, the hit probably brought more out of him more than anything, So, but that's who AB is. I mean, that's it.
All
That's
right,
all I got
so
to
Okay,
say about
Chris.
that.
so I let real quick
All right.
because you wasn't here. I don't completely agree with that because again, uh, before that perfect hit on AB, I don't recall any of this kind of craziness going on with him in the league. In the
Mm,
league, and he'd been in the league what
What about at
six?
college? You
6 years.
you heard
I
about him
said
in
I
college?
said in the league, Harold. Listen carefully. Since he'd been
But
in
if
the
they
league,
have that behavior in college, you think it's just gonna go away in the league?
he'd been in the league like 6 to 8 years, Harold, or something like that,
No,
and there had been no
he,
issues.
Nah, he'd only been in the league about 5 years
Yeah,
when
yeah.
that
It wasn't that
hit.
long. It wasn't that
It was
long.
still
He
five.
been in the
Okay,
league when he got
so
that
he had
hit.
5 years of good
But
credit. He
but
had
I
5 years
mean,
of good credit, and there had been no issues that I can recall.
I don't
Him
recall any.
I don't
exactly.
recall any
So
either.
yeah, people change. People can change, Harold. Uh, and so for 5 years
I
he
mean, you
had no
change your
issues.
thoughts all the time.
He had no issues, and then he got that hit happened. That hit happened, and then all of a sudden
If
he
you had
becomes a
changed your
locker room.
lotion, you'd been here
He
last week.
become a locker room issue. And then he becomes a whatever, and then he starts bouncing around the league. And next thing you know, he's running off the field with his damn shirt off, and sneaking hookers into his hotel room. And you're like, I mean,
That
First
I
of
whole
all, they
hooker
all they
situation, all of them do that.
all of them
He
do that.
just
We can't even take
all
that.
of them do that. Yeah,
yeah, but they're not supposed to be doing it now.
That don't mean they ain't doing it.
yeah.
I bet you they're gonna start. He done fucked it up for some people. I can assure you
No,
that.
he
listen,
ain't.
man.
No, he
All I'm
ain't. As
saying
long
is,
as them motherfuckers
now
producing, they ain't gonna care.
now am I saying that means he ain't at fault for any of this stuff? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I am just saying that I feel like that hit has done something to him and CTE or whatever, But it's been on him to get the help for that, right? It's on him to get that. And I know
And we said that.
people who have it, they can't admit to it necessarily. But somebody in his group got to say, "Hey, bro, we got to get you straightened out. Like, you need some
So
help."
let me get this straight. Are
Perfect.
you
No,
saying
time out.
that
The
hit and
perfect
that hit
hit was in
alone?
2000. The
hold
perfect
on
hit was
here.
in
Hold on here.
2017, right?
Yeah.
I am not saying that hit and that hit alone, but I'm saying
It
that
was.
that hit was brutal, and
Yeah.
I feel like that hit. I can't say that it's that singular
He had
hit.
been in the league at 7 years when he got hit.
Oh, it was 7 years. So he had
Oh, okay,
7 years.
He
seven
So
was,
he
years.
had
he was
Oh,
with
he'd been
7
here
years.
Pittsburgh
long.
for 8. He was with
I
Pittsburgh for
see. I
eight
knew what I
years.
was talking about, man. I don't even know why.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay. All right.
so
I'm just saying
And
that
he
he
and
had
he
been in
had
the
no
league for a
problems.
while.
he had no problems.
Well,
He had
hold
no
on.
problems.
That you saw on the field, but he was doing nigga shit off the field.
Hey,
Like
Yeah,
hey,
he
That's
been
fine.
doing. He been
Listen,
doing
listen.
that.
That's
yeah,
fine.
I
I already
mean,
They
gave
all
you
do
enough
it. They
buys.
all do it. But what I'm saying is, to my knowledge, he had no issues in the NFL. He had no locker room problems, no on the field problems. As far as I know, he was a good dude, a good teammate in the locker room and on the field. And then that happened, and then all of a sudden,
He started
things
dyeing
start.
his hair.
He started dyeing his hair. He starts uh, being a little more boisterous. And then next thing you know, he's bounced around the league. He's not a good teammate anymore. Uh, you know, he's having problems with coaches. So yeah, that hit. There's definitely something about that hit.
This sound like this sound like the same type of excuse that necessary people were giving Alabama.
I'm sorry. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Anyone that's played ball, if you had no one momentary hit, even though that was a brutal hit, no one hit is going to alter a man's life like that.
It's not.
I mean,
you don't know that.
But wait a minute, no, I gotta interject.
But here's hold on. Let me finish my other point. Now, if you were to tell me it would have been like a buildup of several injuries, head injuries over the course of time, hey, no question, I'd be like, okay, it's some sense in that.
That could have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
But here's the question I have: how many concussions prior to that we know that have been documented with AB? How
you already know they were piss poor at documenting those, and probably
they don't.
We're not looking at hypotheticals.
I'm not
facts. Before 2017,
strictly the facts.
That's not how
we can't really talk about documented concussions.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But again, my whole point is this: it seems like the argument that I heard was based on that one hit, and all I'm simply saying is it is not based on that one hit. No, I'm not going to go along with that.
Let me address this. So you're saying your words, one hit cannot affect a man that much, right?
That's like saying getting a car accident.
No.
A car accident? That is way different.
Hold on. Time out.
No,
is that what you said? Right, Harold?
Yeah.
I'm going to answer the question.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Okay,
you said one hit cannot change a man that much, right?
That hit that AB took. That specific hit. That hit.
But you're saying a hit can't change a man. You said a hit.
I'm saying that hit. I'm saying that hit. I don't want to be compared to anyone that almost lost their life that been put on the respirator.
So you're saying that hit can't affect him. How do you know that hit didn't affect him in a way? Are you his psychologist? Did you see any brain scans? Did you see anything about?
That's the same point I'm making toward you guys.
After? So let me put it to you like this.
Did you see any scans of his nervous system?
Let me say this.
His neck went.
I'm gonna speak from experience. Because one hit can change a person, just one.
Okay.
Because I was a wide receiver in high school, slot receiver, not the biggest guy, 5'9", perfect for a slot receiver. Played the entire game. Right.
340. Go ahead. Yeah.
It don't matter how slow it was. I was an Iron Man.
Go ahead.
One hit. I did a 3-yard slant route. Came over the middle. Quarterback laid it up. I went for it, and when I turned, safety came and hit me right here. Took my helmet off. Fractured eye socket and jaw. Concussion. Hospital. I was out of school for 3 weeks. Came back, couldn't see lights. I had to wear shades. When I got back to school, now mind you, I had a 3.9 GPA at a magnet school. Pretty smart. I found it harder to concentrate. I had a temper. I hated everybody. That was after the one hit. My friends, I didn't want to be around them no more. One hit changed all that. I couldn't play any more contact sports. I had to get major surgery, plastic surgery, everything to repair all the damage up here. And that's just what they saw.
Did AB had the same significant amount of damage that you had?
He had a grade 4 concussion.
We don't know what kind of damage he had.
But my whole point is this.
Medical records did.
But that's my whole point. My whole point, we're saying the same thing. It is speculatory. We can say it's a hit. All I'm simply saying is that based on, and look at AB college. Look how he was in college. And let's look at all the other stuff, as AC said, that he was doing. I'm sorry that. College? No, my point is this. All I'm simply saying is that I don't think it was because of this one hit, and we don't have the data to even say. The only thing we know is that, we think he started acting a fool after that. What I'm saying is, I think he was acting a fool up until that. It just wasn't, all of it was not seen. A lot of stuff that was going on in college. So my thing is, if he was acting a fool in college and doing all this other stuff, how can we say it's up to one hit? That's my whole point.
Because Randy Moss was acting a fool until he got to New England. It's all about who you around you. It's all about who's around you.
We had 7
Right or
years
wrong?
of him being a model NFL.
I didn't even know who he
You
was.
saying AB was a model wide receiver in the entire 7 years?
That we
AC,
knew of.
AC,
That we knew
this is your squad, AC. Did you hear anything about AB being a bad teammate before he got concussed?
Nah, I did not hear anything about him being a bad teammate, but I did hear about a lot of the shit he did off the field, like, you know, shitting on the kids' charities. You know, he up here, you know, he was.
Well, we're not talking about nigga shit.
No,
we
I mean,
talking
bro,
about.
You
What's
get
the
the same
difference?
time.
look, man, you show up at the charity, bro, and show your ass with the kids. Like,
Right.
like that ain't that's and that's. I mean, I'm just saying that ain't nigga shit. That ain't him throwing
There you go
dildos
again.
at the wife. I'm sorry, bro. Aaron said it though. He ain't said nothing to him.
I did. I did the same thing to Aaron.
All right.
I just don't want to come down hard on Aaron because his beard don't fucking connect.
This is during and before the 2018 season. Brown was embroiled in numerous incidents in addition to causing tension with the Steelers organization. This included tossing furniture out of his 14th floor apartment window in April, nearly hitting a 22-month-old child on the patio.
I remember that. Yeah.
I do remember that.
Speeding in excess of 100 miles per hour in a suburban Pittsburgh highway.
Well, I do that.
Through the April
Anyway,
incident.
we can't count that.
You can't count speed.
Yeah, we can't count speeding because
I mean, but like you said, on the team,
I hate. You know what? I hate that.
All of this stuff though that they're naming in here, all of this happened after the hit.
Exactly.
Look, some of this.
So are you looking at? All right, look at his college stuff too.
The college
stuff.
stuff
I'm not
is
holding nothing
sketchy. They
against a
said
college
cheating,
kid, bro.
not cheating.
Most
They said
college kids do
academic
stupid stuff.
issues, and then
Most kids
they don't
college
really talk
stuff.
about the stuff in college.
I don't care about
I didn't know who he was until after that hit.
I didn't know. I
And
knew
then
he was because he's part of the Killer Bee.
there's another denominator too. You got to understand, like if I come into the league, let's just say I had some issues, right? And I come into the league, and
what do you mean?
I'm just saying. But then, okay, my point is this: is that when did AB get his first big contract? Like when he was a star?
2012.
Okay, 2012. So whenever he came in, he was drafted in what round for the Steelers?
I don't know, but when he first got there in
low.
2010,
he was low. I think he was a 6 or 7.
He was drafted. It said that he was signed to a 3-year, 1.28 million contract.
Yeah, he
was first sign. All right.
Yeah.
And then in 2012, they signed him to a 5-year, $42.5 million extension that included $8.5 million signing bonus.
When was the hit on Vontae Burfict again? When did he level that hit to him?
17 or 18. I think it was 17.
Was after
I was
money,
on a
Harold.
cruise.
You about to try to say money?
No, my point is this. I don't care. My point is I don't care who you are. Money will show who you truly are.
He just said you don't say this, and you still said it.
My point.
Ain't that what Kanye said?
You didn't let me finish.
In 2017. He signed a new 5-year contract with the Steelers through the 2021 season. It was a 4-year extension worth $68 million, $19 million guaranteed at signing, and with a $17 million annual salary. And the next year was when he started fucking up.
And so my whole thing is this: number one, bottom line, we're all speculating. Number two,
he was the highest paid at that time.
Tony, what I will say, what I will agree with you on that, I will concede. What I will concede is that, yeah, if it's a bad enough hit, that can alter. What I'm saying is, in dealing with AB, I mean, you had physical impairments. You know, AB, after he came back, not that I never seen anything physically that altered him. So my main thing is this. To me, in my opinion, we're speculating. We have no idea. I just think that this part of AB was part of AB. To level it all on one hit, I just think is irresponsible. I'm not going to.
But when I was trying to give you the reasons why I felt like a lot of this shit was more him than it was Tampa Bay, you were making excuses saying that Tampa Bay was trying to screw him.
I said that there was an element of truth. I'm not saying, if I'm saying it's an element of truth, that's not putting all the excuses on AB. I'm just saying it's an element of truth. I've always said my position is an element of truth, some truth.
I do feel like Arians did not tell the truth about a lot of things.
I said that shit day one. That motherfucker's not telling the entire truth.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm gonna agree with y'all. Arians ain't tell the whole story, but you know, it's mighty convenient how everywhere AB to went, he throws somebody else under the bus, so he got a recording. He just shit on everybody from
He
Tom.
doesn't
His
really even
credibility
have
is
that though.
bad.
The text message that he shared.
I mean, but how is
goes
his
back to-
credibility? How can you say his credibility is bad if he got proof? You can't call a
Hey,
person's credibility
AB,
bad with
He
proof.
didn't have no proof in Tampa. That wasn't proof. That was.
I mean, the brother
Hold on,
was
no, you good.
harassing. The brother was harassing the woman that was suing him for sexual assault.
Oh,
Instead
well,
of
that was
trying to
his
put-
dumb ass. You know that, but that
But
was
but
his
that,
dumb
but,
ass.
but that
you
lends to
know.
his credibility of being a troubled person. He does bullshit everywhere he go. You want to fight Mike Mayock in Oakland or wherever the hell he was at.
Who didn't want to fight his ass though?
That ain't the point though. We talking about
Oh,
AB.
come on.
I think everybody in Oakland wanted to fight
But-
him. Man.
Yeah.
Shit, but I mean, you threw Tomlin under the bus. I mean, it's Mike Tomlin, bro. You throwing him under the bus. You threw Big Ben under the bus. The same way you just did Brady the other day. It's like it's a pattern of, you know what? I ain't shit, but look at these guys. So it's like I can't cut for AB, man.
It's called
I ain't gonna lie,
deflection.
man. I ain't gonna front, bro. I could not believe he kind of went at Brady a little bit, and I'm like, bro,
That's how you
Brady
crazy.
Brady got you a job twice.
Yep.
And he got him his bonus last year. Then
He got you a job twice.
Yeah.
And you gonna stab him in the back.
bonus.
But that's the thing. We've already agreed that the
calling the
motherfucker
man
ain't
gay.
all there, and that this just proves that the motherfucker ain't all there. We know that.
But either he ain't all that or he a piece of shit human. That's what we don't
Oh
know.
no, he ain't all there, dude. Come on, now.
I
You
do
know
think
that.
he's panicked. I do think he's
That's-
I think he off. I think he off.
Well, he might, that little bit might have been bipolar the whole damn time. We ain't no telling. We
Well,
ain't
I
know when
think
he
he
just
is.
don't know.
I really think he is. It's just just his behavior and what I've seen before. I really think he's either diagnosed and ignoring it, or he's undiagnosed and don't want to get diagnosed.
I hope I live.
I will say this.
His brain.
The numerous hits that he has taken, and if he plays in the league that he will take, is only going to make the matters worse for whatever it is that he does have.
In North Carolina, that ex-NFL player went in that some preacher house, shot everybody in the house, and then shot himself.
Yeah.
Autopsy in his brain. They said he had a fucked up brain too.
That boy that was in Kansas City that time years ago. That went.
I don't even think he was in the league.
Oh, the one that killed himself in the parking lot.
Yeah. I wonder if they.
Oh, to my for Kansas City. Yeah. I think.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, the sport is the sport. God bless these cats who go out there and get their ass knocked out the frame every week, because clearly you get mental health issues, and I just hate they can't diagnose CTE until after you die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's
the other thing is most of them know about it and they're still willing to roll the dice.
Look, you know these motherfuckers ain't all there.
You gotta be crazy anyway to go get hit every week. Go out there and
I
get
ain't
your
gonna lie.
You know what?
I enjoy contact.
And I know how y'all feel about wrestling, except Harold. But I was actually watching WrestleMania 15, and I was watching the first tables, ladders, and chairs match. And so when I was younger, you know, I thought to myself, like, man, I wanted to be a part of that. But watching that 2 weeks ago, I was like, hell no, ain't no way.
I know it's scripted, but that stuff still gotta hurt, bro.
That shit does hurt.
You know what, Aaron? Go back to when Mick Foley.
They still like pair muscles and stuff.
Go back to when Mick Foley ass fell off that damn cage.
No, I got you better, AC. Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, barbed wire ECW match.
They almost died. That was just ridiculous. That was go and watch. I'll tell y'all, go to the Vice channel. If you don't have Vice, go to YouTube and go to Vice and look up what is behind the scene, beyond the mat.
Beyond
what was it called? Dark Side of the Ring. Look up those documentaries. The Ultimate Warrior. Good God Almighty, man! It was like, man, these, and I was looking
Warrior? He was Dingo.
He was the Dingo Warrior, and then he teamed with Sting in the UWF. You know, I remember that.
And then they came to WCW.
Right.
Look, Owen Hart got himself killed and shit.
Man, I was looking at.
All used to come from the ceiling though.
Yeah,
I was
do that shit all the time
on live TV though.
Yeah, I was looking at the Royal Rumble and looking at most of these guys that have died.
Hell no.
And Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's in ill health right now. I mean, some of these guys are not going to make it to. Yeah, he's a racist, but I mean, some of these guys are not going to make it to 65.
Yeah, but
lot of these wrestlers.
Is that head crap or is that steroid?
No, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's a racist. That guy's just racist.
I'm not talking about him being.
No,
I'm
she's talking about the injuries.
I'm talking about them being in ill health.
It's drugs. It's a lot. It's a lot of things. It's like Chris Benoit was head trauma, and he died in Atlanta, right? That was head trauma.
No, he didn't die. He committed genocide.
Suicide. But that was PED.
No genocide. He killed his wife,
murder,
his
suicide,
and his kid. Yeah.
He killed everybody.
with the damn the rope in the what that damn thing is you walk on?
Yeah, he took the wire off the weight machine and wrapped it around his neck and hung himself.
Yeah.
But
he killed himself.
Because he was supposed to be the fucking main event the next night.
Yeah, cocaine. He was Eddie G overdosed.
Yeah,
Roddy Piper. A lot of these guys. Rick Rude. It's a lot of these guys, which makes me wonder how the hell is Ric Flair still going on at his age, man?
No, they won't let
that shit is natural.
Well, he was dead 2 years ago.
They won't let him come back. They won't let him come back.
Hey, that's the nature boy, baby. Nature
boy.
He
still shows up.
Hey,
he shows up. He shows up, but they won't
let him in the ring.
They won't let him in the ring.
They won't let him in the ring.
He damn near died, I think, in 2019 before the
30
for 30 came out.
He had that intestinal thing. Yeah, he had that intestinal thing, and then he somehow miraculously got past that. And this dude
came from. He said, "Woo."
You know what? Thank everybody for tuning in.
And with that note, I think we're probably going to
you go.
I tried to behave.
Shout out to Ric Flair.
Where Chris go? Damn, Chris, I run you off. I'm sorry.
I mean, I was just saying because Goldberg ended Bret Hart's career.
Yeah.
That stroke ended his career.
Well, that kick to the face is what started that stroke.
The kick